Hello and welcome back. You've probably watched some of the other videos where I was given this riding lawnmower, and I've been working on things here and there, so we're going to get back over to that. So hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be replacing the idler pulleys on all the belt systems and the bearings in the crossover shaft, I guess, for lack of a better word. I don't know exactly what they call that thing, but anyway, they were making a whole lot of noise, and you could hear it over the mower itself running and mowing the grass, so it was pretty bad. Now replacing the idler pulleys is not a problem. Pretty easy, just a couple of 15mm wrenches. Once you've got the nuts loose and you pull the pulley off, just pay attention to any spacers that'll be there, and also pay attention to the orientation on the pulley itself, because they have some offset so that they line up properly. I can tell you this because I put the V-belt one on backwards the first time. I can also tell you that I wish I had waited to replace the V-belt, the outside idler pulley here that I'm working on, until after I had done the crossover shaft, because the arm gets in the way. And somewhere along the line I bent it. I would like you to listen to this crossover shaft. Yeah, this thing was screaming like a banshee when you ran the mower. Now, I originally thought I'd be able to take this whole unit off and work on it on the bench, but you can't, because it is actually, the center part that holds the bearing is actually welded to the frame of the mower, at least on the mower that I have. Now, it's hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm actually loosening the Allen set screws on either end, and there's two sets on each end, one on the pulleys, one set on the pulleys, and one set on the collars here in the middle. Now, the collars keep the shaft from sliding back and forth, and the set screw on the pulleys let you line it up with the belts. Now, my first thought was that once I loosened the set screws out, took those out of the pulleys and the spacers, that I would be able to drive the shaft out with just a hammer and a drift, but that didn't work. So then I got my little puller here, and just a two-prong puller that you use for harmonic balancers or whatever, and it pulled that pulley right off the shaft. Now, I will say this was a pretty tight fit. That's why I probably had to use this puller, but it pulled it off. It was a little bit rusted up. Once I got the pulley off, I started working on getting the key, the little square key, out of the shaft. Now, the pulleys are keyed, but the collars are not. Now, try as I might, I could not get my puller on this little collar, so I started using pry bars. But a little lubrication never hurts, so probably should have led with this, put some on there, and it would have came off easier. And then I thought, well, now that there's a space, I can probably use my puller, but still no. It's just a matter of getting those pry bars in there and prying it off. And from what I can tell, this spacer just, again, holds the shaft from sliding back and forth and keeps the dirt somewhat out of the bearing a little bit, maybe. Now, as you can see, I spent some time cleaning all this up, because I thought I was going to have to reuse it, but there was no need to, because the new bearing actually comes with a new spacer that they call a collar. Now, I also spent some time trying to get this, I thought it was another spacer. It was on the shaft between the bearing. Turns out it's actually made on the bearing, and it comes on the new one as well. So it's all in this little box, and in case you're wondering, this is just a Timekin bearing. And you can read the number on the box, but I also put it on the screen. Now, once I had that pulley and spacer off there, I was able to drive the shaft out using just a brass drift and a 2-pound sledgehammer. And then watching this video again, I think this is probably where I bent that arm. And I have to, later in the video, I have to come back and straighten it out, so you can watch for that. Lots of moving pieces down on that side of the motor. Now, what doesn't show up in this video is I ended up having to pull the pulley off the end of the shaft so I could get past the gas tank. Unfortunately, I think my camera died somewhere here. I didn't capture that part. If I ever have to do it again, I'll just drive it back toward the inside. It would come out in that direction. Once the shaft was out of the way, I used the brass drift to drive the bearings out, just going across side to side, and they just came out. Here's a good look at what it looks like with no bearing in one end, and you can see the other bearing in the other end. And here I am knocking it out. the same way, just back and forth, side to side with that drift, and the bearing, you'll see it start working its way out. Now this is where the fun really starts. I thought I would be able to just drive the new bearings back in using a hammer and a bearing tool that I have. Found one that fit the outside of the bearing and missed that raised collar shaft bearing, whatever that thing is. But it wouldn't work. I could not get the bearing to drive into this, whatever this transition shaft housing is called. I guess that's what it is, transmission shaft housing. Couldn't drive. So what I came up with is, in my tool set, I have a coil spring collapser, and I used one side of that, flipped the ends around so it doesn't have this coil spring clip on it. It's a thread, basically an all thread with these two big cast iron spring catchers flipped around, and then I was able to just crank it down the threads and it pulled the bearings right in. Now, in order to use this, I had to basically destroy the two bearings I knocked out, and I used the outer race as a press to get these in. So there's the new bearing in place, and you can kind of see here where that arm gets in the way, so I wish I'd have just let that off. This is a better shot of me using that tool, that coil spring tool, to get the other bearing in place. Once the bearings are in, it's easy enough to slide the old shaft cleaned up back through them, and put the spacers on there and tighten down their set screws. Then slide the pulley up over there, and I'm going to wait to tighten the set screw up on it until I get the belt back on. I really do love working with my grandson in the garage. He makes everything a much happier place to be and keeps me from cussing quite as much. So just got to watch for things, because he tends to stick tools and things down in every nook and cranny. Now here all I'm doing is I'm getting the belts on the pulleys with the idler pulleys all set up with their retention springs, and then rolling it a little bit, seeing if the belt rolls straight, making sure the pulleys are tightened up. So I got the inside one all lined up and on, and now here I'm putting the outer one on. Here's putting the keyway, making sure it's on secure. The pulley won't work without that key being in there, and putting the pulley on. Again, pay attention to orientation, because I think I put this on wrong the first time I had to spin it around. It does have a different offset depending on how it's on there. Once I had it where I liked it, I tightened it all up, got the belt on, made sure it rolled. This is where I figured out that it was bent. Now you're probably going to turn your speakers down, because I'm fixing to start the motor up and let it run, and you'll hear it much quieter. Well, take my word for it. It was much quieter this time than it was before. And here's where I am actually bending that arm back over. You could see when the pulley was running that it just wasn't straight. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful if you've got one of these old Walker mowers and you're working on it. I hope it helps you keep it running. But anyway, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment below if you think I did something extraordinarily well or really bad. So either way, I'm open to discussion on that. If you enjoy these videos, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and you'll see the ones as I post them. Got quite a few coming on this old mower because it's just wore out and it's going to need some help. God bless. Have a great weekend.